G'day YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's very different video on YouTube. I've got a haircut today. No wait, it was actually from like 2 days ago, so I don't know what to really say, but it's a very different video on YouTube, and I'm actually doing some sort of weird David Attenborough type-esque video on YouTube, because right behind me are a lot of houseplants, and actually, one of them, of course, well, and also a few garden plants that I've actually extracted. And right over in my windowsill, if I just crouch down, there's actually a visitor that actually resides in one of those plant pots, I think. And it's actually this one right here. Let's check out and see what we have. Well, it's very amazing to know that we've got a lot of insects, we've got a lot of bugs and flies. It's interesting that they seem to attract lots and lots of little critters here. Oh man, look at that. There's just so many. If I lift it up, oh my goodness me, look at that. There's just quite a lot of bit of bug activity. Even though there's a lot of ground soil and compost being mixed in together, of course. And strangely enough, attracted I think the insects must have had an amazing, they must have actually had an amazing scent of smell. I got a funny feeling they've actually have been attracted by the utter surroundings of my house. Like literally almost every plant I've just rehabilitated has somehow been quite amazing. And actually, right over there, I'm looking right here, is a caterpillar. Oh my crikeys, I can't believe it. I've actually got a caterpillar that's actually in my house. How crazy is that? I actually did not notice, but I actually grew these plants back in, I think it was June of 2024. And the most, if not all, peculiar things about these plants was, guess what, one of them had a caterpillar. And actually, if I try and grab what that is, whoa! Oh my goodness, look at these back tails, look at the back legs on that thing. I'm trying to be very careful of that caterpillar. I don't think these are actual legs. I'm going to have to try and be very careful of that thing. I might show you what it looks like once I move that pot away. It's a little bit dangerous to handle with plant pots and stuff. I've actually got this primrose for about £1.95 at a garden centre in King's Heath. It costs about £1.95, which is about 5 cents away, or 5 pence away, £2. But I'm going to show you this one here. I can't really tell what flower it is, but it looks like the flowers have been chewed up by this little menace here. This very little hungry caterpillar right over here. Can you see it? Oh my goodness, it has actually been chewing up a leaf. That is just fantastic. Oh man, I really want to see how this thing transforms as it becomes a beautiful butterfly. And look at that, you can definitely see how the caterpillar... In fact, this plant has actually been suffering from various munches and crunches from the caterpillar. And I think we are dealing with a spruce carpet moth. That's what this thing is. And it's quite a beautiful specimen as I'm trying to handle that thing with extremely tender loving care. I know these little things can just spew out lots and lots of little green things, which are very much the remnants of vegetation and whatnot. But of course, it's with caterpillars, so actually quite amazing little critters. Look at that thing. Whoa! Look at that. It's dreadfully confused. Where's my vegetables? Well, there's no vegetables. The only vegetables you've got there is plants. And this caterpillar is looking absolutely hungry. Now, there's actually a couple of things that you may have never noticed about caterpillars, and they are actually quite interesting little things. Now, whenever I look at caterpillars, look at the way they just move. It is just chronically amazing. Whoa, look at that thing. It is just stunning. Oh, look at that. Just amazing. That's just so beautiful. And we've got electric car at the background, of course, but this is just beautiful and stunning to have. The species we've got is a spruce carpet moth. It measures to about 2 centimeters, which is quite decently long. And look at the way this caterpillar is moving right over my flesh. Just a beautiful, harmless creature. And I mean, they do seem quite ugly little things to some people, as in like the creepy sort of movements, but look at the way they just move. It is just fascinating. Oops, we've got a phone call. Okay, all of a sudden that phone call has actually made me jump scared the crud out of me. But look at that thing. It's such a beautiful little caterpillar. I'm just gonna... Whoa, look at that. Look at that thing. It's moving. It's basically a moth caterpillar. I think it's the one that sort of eats people's clothes or carpets on houses. That is just a beautiful specimen. I'm just going to put it back. And this thing... Now, of course, yes, as you may have noticed, what's been very unfortunate recently so far this year is this caterpillar is an indication that I've seen a lot of butterflies and moths so far this year. But unfortunately, because we had a very poor... let's just say a cool summer, quite a cold summer that we had so far, hey? We have seen not that many in the way of butterflies. You know, butterfly levels have actually been declining in our country, which has actually been very relatively sad, and that just goes to show you how recalcitrant the UK government has been doing to our biodiversity. And it just goes to show you how sinister it actually is. And look at that thing. It's just a beautiful little acrobat. Now, there's actually quite a lot of facts you may have never noticed about caterpillars. And of course, yes, it's not just butterflies and moths that are often transformed from these little things. There are also sawflies that also are called caterpillars. You know, sawflies can also be called caterpillars because of their larvae. They can be mistaken for caterpillars, which are often referred to as the youngsters of butterflies and moths. And what's interesting about caterpillars is that they're fascinating change, going from like a larvae, which looks like this, which looks very active. It's pretty much finding food, and look at that thing. It's just, come on, where's my food? Well, I might as well just, it's quite a very, this caterpillar is demanding for like food. I hope it doesn't bite me, because these things are primarily herbivorous. They mainly eat the source of green things, and look at that. It's just crawling right over my skin. Beautiful. Now, caterpillars actually have 6 legs, but this locomotion is somehow quite fascinating. It's beautiful. It's actually got 4 prolegs on the back, and they're actually very adhesive little nubs on the back of the caterpillar. And, you know, these 6 legs are actually part of the adult butterfly stage. And as you can see, I'm going to actually try and rehabilitate that thing, and it goes back into nature. As you can see, that caterpillar, yeah, look at that. Whoa, there you go. Look at that thing. It's just so fascinating. Whoa, it's just so beautiful. Amazing little things. Amazing to see them little critters doing their work. It's just so fascinating seeing caterpillars. It's just so amazing. I've actually been to the Birmingham Botanical Gardens, and I've seen some majestic, colourful tropical butterflies here. Mind you, I've actually haven't really been to the, I think in London, there was the London Butterfly House. There's also the Natural History Museum, I think, which also has been displaying tropical butterflies, especially during the warm, hot summer months, even towards spring, actually, even back from spring. They're actually quite beautiful little critters. Oh, that looks stunning. Yeah, obviously, as I said before, we had a very cool and wet summer, especially the spring that was also wet as well, so that has also been terrible, and that has caused a population crash and a dwindling number of butterflies. Pretty terrible and sad to hear. I can recognize quite a lot of species: the peacock butterflies, you know, the painted ladies, the red admirals, and the small tortoiseshells, the cabbage white butterflies, and there's like other butterflies that you can definitely tell. And actually on the background, I've actually got an upcoming tour review of certain aircraft that will be made, hopefully when it's finished, I hope. And it's quite nice seeing caterpillars. They're actually quite beautiful. Oh yes, and another amazing fact about these critters, and look how they just crawl. Just stunning, look at that. In fact, there's another fact I can tell you here. Caterpillars also develop wings from the inside of their bodies, which in reality, they do. Yes, they do grow wings from the inside, but they're not visible because they haven't been straightforward into their cocoon-like stage. And that's why they're beautiful little things. And as you can see that the caterpillar itself has got the abdomen and, you know, the thorax. These components, well, even though this thing does not look like a butterfly, it has all the assets of what a butterfly has. In particular, the eyes and the head of the caterpillar itself too. That actually has a similar trait of what you would probably see in adult butterflies and moths. And I can't focus that well because my camera isn't really going to obey me. It's just straightforward. Gonna be doing the same low quality things. Yeah, it's not very 4K-ish. But it is a nice little caterpillar. It's straightforward clinging onto the plant and stuff. It's just so beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, pretty sad, isn't it? When you have butterfly numbers just dwindling. I wonder how the moths are doing. Maybe they're having an uptrend. I probably think that's probably going to happen to the same thing with them. That and butterflies. And don't know how much I could really say, but just so fascinating and really surprising to see a caterpillar in the middle of September or the late part of September, because we're going up towards winter. I'm always curious to see how crazy this warm weather is going to be like. But this is just stunning, seeing a nice green little caterpillar, or a very hungry one, will turn into a beautiful butterfly. And of course, yes, strange enough, as I saw this caterpillar today, on Friday, he just ate 5 leaves, but he was still hungry. Yeah, it's interesting with caterpillars. I've never experienced to do a scientific video about them. Some people really hate these things because of their strange movement in the way they sort of crawl, and there's quite a lot of numerous things about caterpillars that I can definitely research. It's been actually quite fun somehow to research about these little critters and why they're so important for us. And I mean, they do cause a lot of destructions in terms of agricultural loss. But then, hey, you know, we are the ones responsible for killing them with pesticides and insecticides, leading them to, like, you know, endangering to a lot of bird life and stuff too. So, yeah. But, you know, I suppose birds like blue tits and other birds that, you know, they make great predators to eat them little buggers. Yeah, very nice. Like them or hate them, caterpillars, they're here to stay. And they will turn one day into a beautiful butterfly and moth in their lifetime. Well, anyways, that's pretty much about that in this very strange video without something to bug around. Sorry for the pun, hey? Anyways, I should probably leave this video here. It's so nice seeing caterpillars. It's very, very nice seeing that. Rest in peace, Eric Carle. So, if you really enjoyed this video, please give this video a good like, subscribe for more Flip Flap videos in the future, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye for now.